You know that if you apply for a job, they will probably ask you for references, previous employers and their contact details, so they can then call them and ask questions like, so, what was this person like? Positives, negatives? Do you recommend this person? Should we hire this person? Employers do this because they don't believe everything we say. They know a small percentage of people say all kinds of things that are just not true, and they want to know what we are really like. Well, what better way than to ask the previous companies we worked for? Now, in our love life, when looking for a romantic partner, the most important job opening we have in our life with a huge effect on our happiness, our stress levels, our finances, our health, and so on, we usually don't say, so, can I get a list of your exes and their phone numbers? Great, thanks. Hi, I'm calling about this person you used to be in a relationship with. Just a couple of questions. What's the worst they ever did during your relationship? They what? We usually don't do this. Perhaps we should. We could save a lot of time and frustration that way. See, if a long-term relationship is the goal, then when we're dating someone, and even in the first stages of an exclusive relationship, we probably should be profiling a bit, so paying attention and trying to figure out who we are really dealing with. If you're interested in a guy, then because you're probably not going to be waterboarding him until he tells the truth or use a lie detector to make sure he is who he says he is, the next best thing is to look at his red flags. Red flags in a guy or a woman are very important because some of them are that important that, in all honesty, if a guy or a woman has those, it will be very hard to ever have a healthy and a good relationship with them, no matter how hard you will be trying. So since I make videos for women about dating and relationships on this channel, let's go over some of the biggest red flags in men. My name is Geert, I'm an author. I also use the easier to remember pen name Brian Knox. And the first red flag I want to discuss is behaviors that do not match the personality or the image that he's trying to portray. And one of my favorite examples are men that date women, and during those dates they say things like, "You inspire me. I love your personality. I've been looking for someone like you for so long. I just can't get enough of you. I love spending time with you." But then when the woman says, "Well, that sounds great. Maybe we should stop seeing other people then. Would you like to start a relationship?" Then these men go, a what? A relationship? Why put a label on it? Stop seeing other people? Or a man keeps flirting with a woman and she eventually says, "Well, let's go out on a date then. How about this weekend?" The guy, "Yeah, well, this weekend I already made other plans, and the weekend after that I'm already going to, but I'm sure we will be able to pick a day in the future someday." Yeah, that day is called never, of course. He doesn't mean what he says. Also be careful with a man that says, "Je t'aime," which is French for, "I'm just trying to impress you with my French, so vous voulez coucher avec moi," which is French for, "I'm only interested in you for one thing, and it's not to discuss global warming," but I digress. So on one hand, he's giving you all the signals that he's really into you, especially verbally, possibly in French, but the moment you talk about becoming serious and starting an actual relationship, his frequency will change. And these are inconsistencies that prove you're not seeing the real him and that he is manipulating you. Here's a special red flag with big consequences. Eye rolling. Eye rolling is a sign of, "I think I'm better than you." It's a sign of contempt. It's very disrespectful, and it can happen occasionally during a very heated discussion or when he's trying to catch a mosquito at night. But if it starts to happen more and more during conversations, then that's a bad sign. This relationship will go south because respect is obviously the glue that keeps couples together and in love. Another special red flag is a man that can't stop giving you compliments. To him, you are perfect, and it only took him 1 to 3 dates to figure all of that out. And that may feel great in the beginning, but he's projecting things on you then. You're not the woman he thinks you are. And if you don't grow tired of him before, this man will eventually become really disappointed when he finds out you're not the perfect and flawless human being he thought you were. Now, these are also the types of men that may ask a woman to marry her after only 4 dates and then 2 weeks later decide they're not ready for a relationship and run away. Another one, he tries to distance you from your friends and your family. He starts saying bad things about them. He doesn't like it when you meet up with them, when you see them. He's creating distance between you and them. Big red flag. See, when a pack of lions tries to eat a gazelle, they will try to get her away from the group first, from the protection of the group. And if you've ever watched National Geographic, you might already have seen that this usually doesn't end well for the gazelle. Bad men use this tactic. They know that your family and your friends will protect you. They know they will say you deserve better than him, which is obviously why you can't see them anymore. One of the biggest red flags out there is one where he tries to put you down. Not accidentally, but by choice, and it starts to happen often, so it's clear that it's a pattern. He's trying to erode your confidence then. An example is when he gives you negative remarks about the way you look, and not things like, "Oh, I prefer the other dress in blue," which is not designed as a put-down, this is just an opinion you didn't ask for, but things like, "Oh, is that a new wrinkle? Yeah, they're starting to show. Don't worry, you're not 18 anymore." Sentences that are clearly said to break your self-esteem, and he may make it sound like a joke, but he knows what he's doing. Another one is linked to it, and that's when a man thinks, "I'm never to blame for anything. I'm obviously perfect." So there's some drama or a fight, and it will always be your fault. This type of man didn't play any role in any way or form, and you are the only one who should change. In a relationship or when we're dating, we will both make a ton of mistakes, and that will obviously cause some friction, and we will both need to change a little bit in order to match well. So people with ownership who can then say, "Yeah, I shouldn't have said that," or "I shouldn't have done that," well, they are a lot easier to have a romantic relationship with than people who try to shift the blame on you all the time. Another very important red flag is how he treats other people, like friends, family, the waiter, the flight attendant, and so on. Pay attention to that. Because some women then think, "Yeah, well, he treats them badly. You should see how he reacted when the waitress brought him a steak that wasn't baked the way he liked. But he's nice to me." Yeah, my point exactly. That's the red flag. He's trying to impress you. All the other people get to see the real him. The him you will meet and have to live with when the honeymoon period is over. Try bringing him the wrong steak then. And the final one that some people miss, he started hitting on you while he was still in a relationship with another woman. Long story short, yes, he will do that again to the next woman he's with. That you won't have control over. What you do decide, however, is whether that woman will be you. So there you go. I truly hope you watched this video for entertainment purposes and that nothing I talked about had anything to do with the man you are romantically interested in, which would be a huge green flag, of course. In the other case, I hope that this video gave you some empowering insights. If you want more, you can find that on brianknox.com or on Amazon by reading a book. And why not one of mine if you're already there? Just type my pen name, Brian Knox, in the search box. I want to thank you for still being here at the very end of this video. I always love it when you do that, and I hope to see you in another one.